Today I want to talk to you guys about some things that can ruin the condition of your Subaru and completely destroy its value. Whether you are trying to resell it in the future or not, it's important to take care of your Subaru. And so today I want to talk to you about some things that are commonly known, but also some things that are not so commonly known and people tend to look past. Unfortunately, I see it quite often being in the car business where somebody brings a car, they're looking to trade in, and we find out some things that are some major red flags and can make a car that seemingly looks like it's in good shape decrease in value by quite a bit. So we're going to point out some of those things today. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Alex. I like to share weekly videos all on Subaru related topics. So if you enjoy those kinds of videos, consider clicking the subscribe button down below. And if you have any questions, leave those down below. I'll do my best to answer those for you. This first one comes up from time to time, just simply because people are unaware of their maintenance schedule. So your maintenance schedule on a Subaru should be 6,000 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first. And that's when you're going to, at least at a minimum, going to want to do an oil change, check your tires, do a tire rotation, and things like that. And then of course, if you take your Subaru to a certified Subaru retailer, they're going to know what things need to be looked at depending on the amount of miles you have on your car. Now, all the new Subarus have this style display, this larger display. And if you want to be able to look at your maintenance schedule, you click on the home button here. We're going to click on car info, and then we're going to click on maintenance. You are going to want to make sure that your next maintenance schedule is set up. So this one is set up from 6 months from now, or once we reach 6,000 miles. So this has come down a little bit because we have 20 miles on the car already. And one step further, click on the home button, go into your settings, and make sure that the reminder, it should be set up, but make sure that the reminder screen is turned on for maintenance, just like that. So that way you get reminded when maintenance is coming up. Staying on top of your car's maintenance is very easy to do, and it's something that when missed can have a huge impact on how long you are able to drive that car. If you're not doing maintenance regularly, you might not catch something soon enough and cause yourself a huge headache later down the road whenever you have a major repair come up, or whenever you try to go sell that car and don't realize how big of an impact it actually had on your car's value. Another thing that may seem innocent but can easily destroy your car's paint is simply by not washing it, especially in the colder months when we get snow and ice. That collects, that debris collects, and it cakes up on your paint. Now, I'm kind of calling myself out here because this is my personal Subaru Outback, and I wanted to show you guys, we just had some snow this past week. Today, it's a little bit warmer and it's raining, so it's kind of washing some of that off, but I'm getting ready to take the car to the car wash. I'll show you, here's what my car looked like this morning before I got out in the rain. And as you can see, there's a lot of dried up, probably salt and road debris here on the side of the car. And if I leave that sit there for too long, it can eat into the paint. Here's what salt can do to the concrete. So imagine what it can do to your paint. We're going to get the remaining amount of this washed off so it doesn't damage the paint on my car. Another thing to be aware of is where you're parking your car, and especially if you have a moonroof. Now, moonroofs have come a long way from many years ago. They're sealed off pretty well, but it doesn't matter what car manufacturer you have. If you park your car under trees, all of the tree sap, any debris, anything like that that gets caked up in there and is not washed off regularly can clog up those drains and therefore cause your car to leak, and in some really bad situations cause water to sit in the floor wells. I've seen that happen before, and unfortunately it's not a pretty sight. It can create mold and completely destroy your car, where it's not resellable because one, mold is not safe, and two, it's a really bad smell. So it's something that somebody's not going to want to pay you for. If they do, they're not going to pay as much. So when it comes to resell and just overall longevity of your car, make sure that you keep it nice and clean, and that'll take care of the roof, even if you have a moonroof. Kind of following up with the same lines of that, you don't want to sit your car under a tree if you can avoid it. So I understand everybody's parking situation is different, but if you're parking your car under trees very often, anything that falls off those trees can fall onto your car and damage the paint. So think about squirrels, birds, whatever it may be that are playing in the trees and they drop acorns or whatever it is. that can fall onto your car and therefore cause little tiny dents, kind of like hail damage. And if you've seen any of the impact that your car's value has had from hail damage, you'll know that even those little acorns, those little things that fall off and hit the hood, the roof of your car, those tiny dents, while not that big of a deal on their own, when you have hundreds of them, it can impact your car's value by thousands of dollars. We're gonna take a peek inside my car right now, but fair warning, this car is daily driven by both myself and my wife. We put over 20,000 miles on it in just over a year, so we drive this quite a bit. We take it on vacations, we drive it to and from work, the grocery store, wherever it may be. It is by far our best and most comfortable car we own, and so we use it a lot. But with that, let's open this door up, and I want to show you something that you want to be aware of with any car, and that is your interior. You want to be able to keep it clean. Now, this one has not been cleaned. We usually do a pretty good job at cleaning it, but I just wanted to show you realistically what builds up whenever you use your car daily, as most people are going to do. And that has to do with this very high traffic area, your footwell. So in the footwell, you see, you can get carpet. Those carpet footwells or carpet floor mats come standard on your Subaru, depending on the trim level. Most of them have it, but look how clean it is for the most part underneath there with the all-weather liner there. So this all-weather liner, you can simply take it out, hose it off, pressure washer it, put some soap on it, and put it back in. And so that's what I really like about these all-weather floor liners. You can get them for the front, the rear, the back of your seat. So don't know what's back here. There's probably a lot of things. But whenever you fold this down, you can also get this, it velcros to it, so it keeps it nice and clean. And as you can see, we have our dog crate back there in the back. I know most Subaru owners love their pets. You want to be able to take them along with you, but you want to keep your car clean along the way. So this is just something that I think is super valuable to have. It's easy to keep clean, and you can pull these out when you need to clean your car. So just something to be aware of. If you want to keep your interior looking nice, make sure you get yourself some all-weather mats. Whether it's from Subaru or elsewhere, get something to keep your car protected on the inside. That will cut down on dirt, debris, any smells that may accumulate over time from having your pets in the car. Something else to be aware of when you are cleaning the inside of your car, we now have this nice, beautiful touchscreen display. You want to keep it clean, and some people will put Windex on this and try to wipe it off with a microfiber. Now, Windex has ammonia in it, and it's not safe for these glass touchscreens. That'll cause deterioration and potentially damage your touchscreen. So to clean this, just simply take a microfiber and wipe that off. And if there's anything sticking on there, just take a little bit of water, doesn't take a lot, and wipe that off gently. That will make sure that your screen stays free of dust and debris, but you're also not damaging it. Also, for the colder months, this is totally off topic, but what do you guys think of this little hoodie for the gear shifter? Somebody got me this as a gift. I thought it was pretty funny, and it actually does kind of help whenever it's cold in the mornings and you go to grab this. It's not as cold, but anyways, I thought it was just a little silly gift that somebody gave me, and I wanted to showcase what it looked like on the Subaru gear shift. This is one that I'm personally guilty of, but I'll go ahead and bring it up because I've made that mistake in the past with cars. Don't overfill your gas tank, and also don't run it on fumes often. That will cause unnecessary wear and tear on your fuel pump and cause it to prematurely go out. And be sure to read what kind of fuel your car takes. If it takes regular unleaded fuel, only use regular unleaded fuel. You don't need to use premium on this car, and vice versa. If you have a performance car, a lot of those will require premium gas, and it will tell you on the inside of the door if it takes 93 octane or whatever the case may be. So be aware of what kind of fuel your car takes, and don't overfill or run it low on fumes often. I want to show you guys something that both myself and a lot of Subaru owners get annoyed with, and that is the seatbelt alarm system. So we'll go ahead and take off here, and you can hear what it sounds like. So that seatbelt alarm will keep going off until you take your seatbelt and click it in place. And because of that, some people will find sneaky ways to trick the system to disconnect that seatbelt alarm. Now, I will strongly discourage you from doing that, because I did have one instance recently where somebody called me. They said, hey Alex, my adaptive cruise control is no longer working. The adaptive cruise control, if you're unfamiliar with it, is controlled by the eyesight cameras up here. This controls your emergency automatic braking system as well as adaptive cruise control. So when you set your cruise control, say it's at a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit, a car comes in front of you, they're going 40, your car will automatically adapt to the speed out ahead and slow down. Well, his was completely shut off, and it's because he looked up a video online on how to trick this seatbelt alarm system, and it shut those safety systems off. So he ended up having to get that reset in order for his other safety systems to start working again. So just a quick word of caution, anything that you do to trick your car's safety system or any of those alarms could potentially inadvertently turn something else off. Another one along those same lines that could potentially impact your car's technology and safety system is the auto start stop eliminator. So what is auto start stop? That is the system here that shuts down your car at complete stops to save on fuel and decrease emissions that are being put out into the environment. And I'll show you how much fuel I saved here in just a moment. But with the auto start stop, that's across the board on almost every major auto manufacturer now. And so unfortunately, there's not a way to get away with it unless they give you an on-off switch. Subaru gives you a very simple way to turn it off, and it's a safe way to turn it off by tapping right here. That's all you have to do. Now this will stay off for the entirety of your trip. And the minor inconvenience is that whenever you stop to get gas, you stop to get food, wherever, when you turn your car off and you turn it right back on, that auto start stop is going to turn on by default. So if you want to turn it off, please just use the factory on-off switch. Don't use the eliminator because one, I don't know how that impacts your car's safety, and two, that could cause something to malfunction, and I don't want you to be involved in something that becomes very costly for no reason. So within your dash, your Subaru will tell you how much fuel you're saving. So over the last 6,000 miles and over 14, almost 15 hours of stop time, so between stopping at lights, traffic, trains, drive-thrus, you name it, the car will shut off, and it saved about 7 gallons of fuel. So it doesn't save that much fuel in reality, but the more important thing is it's much better for the environment. So there's 15 hours collectively that the car was off, not putting emissions out into the environment. And after all, Subaru is all about doing things that are better for our planet, recycling. And so this just pushes further towards Subaru's goal of creating a vehicle that doesn't produce as many emissions. These are just some of the many things that could have a huge impact on your car's longevity and its resale value. I hope you guys found some value in this video, learned something new. If you did, please consider clicking that like button down below. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Here's what salt can do to the concrete. So imagine what it can do to your paint.